Hey everybody, Frugal Farmer here. This is a fish scaler. On this side of the scaler, there's little teeth that go down there, and you had your handle right here. You hold and you scale fish. Well, I used to go down to a lake in South Carolina called Santee Cooper, and there was a landing down there where you could buy gas for your boat, beer, food, and I'd work scaling fish for people, filleting them, gutting them, whatever they needed. And sometimes I made good money, sometimes I didn't. It all depended on the individual, but a lot of times I'd have coolers and coolers full of fish, and my mama knew I was going to be out there till late at night finishing up. Well, there was a group of gentlemen that used to come down there from Spartanburg area, South Carolina, and they'd come down there and they'd catch their fish, and they always wanted me to clean them. And they were a heck of a group of good guys, and they always paid me fair. And when I go up there I'd carry the coolers up there to their campsite. They'd always be cooking something, and I had to eat with them. Well, my grandma, she lived in a little place called Fair Forest, and that's right outside Spartanburg. It's a little idyllic, little small town. The only thing I can equate it to is Mayberry. It was just that nice a place. Well, I told these guys about my grandma. Told her where she lived, didn't know the name of the road, and one of the guys knew. And unbeknownst to me, they stopped by there, tell my grandma they knew me, and what a good worker I was, and if she needed anything, for her to call them, and they'd have it for her. And they exaggerated on my working abilities, but I appreciated it. And my grandma, she thought that was the grandest thing, them men taking time to visit and let her know if she needed anything because of me. They'd come there. Well, these guys were down there fishing, had got up with me, said, "We want you, if we can catch any fish, we want you to clean them." And I never knew them not to catch fish when they were down there. Well, they had a new guy with them, and we had settled up, and I I don't really I just kind of looked at it, and whatever they thought was fair. I don't know that I ever never named a price for my scaling fish. Well, one guy, he'd caught the mother load, and he jipped me, and so I carried the fish up to camp like I always did. They bagged it and everything. I just had them in the cooler separated the way they were, and all the fish guts and all that I gave to a guy that lived near there. He had hogs. He'd feed them to his hogs. And there was a man who trapped catfish. I'd give him a lot of the guts too, and he'd use them in his catfish traps. Well, this one guy had got me, and I got up there, and I don't know how those guys knew it, or if they just knew what a tightwad that guy was. They asked me, they said, "We square with everything?" And I don't know if I hesitated saying, because I never would have said nothing. You just didn't do that. And the other men said, "Well, I gave you $5." I said, "Yes, sir." And they went through. Then they looked at the other guy and said, "How much did you give him?" And he didn't rightly remember. And they looked at me and said, "How much did he give you?" I said, $1. They looked at him. They said, "Hey, you can't do this." He said, "He takes care of us." He said, "He's the only one who cleans our fish here." He said, "He's the number one man when it comes to cleaning fish." And I weren't really that good. They were just kind in their assessment of my fish cleaning abilities. And ended up, the man gave me $20. And he said, "Well, you can give me some change." I said, "I don't have no change." And I had the other $15 in my pocket that them other guys had gave me, and that was about standard with them guys. They'd have given me more if I'd have asked, but I enjoyed company with them. Well, them other guys looked at him, so I I got him, and they They were frying chicken on the outside. And that was my thing. Once I give them their fish, I'd eat with them. And they just sit there and talk to a little boy, ask me how my family was. They'd met my mama too, because they had a big batch of fish one time, and they told my mom, and they said, "Look, he's gonna bring them to us. Said he's gonna eat with us. We just want to make sure that's all right." And anyway, she was from down there where my grandma was from. That's when she started talking with him, and so she knew I was in good hands. But I miss those guys, and I always wondered what happened to them. I hope they had a happy life, but I never saw them after. Uh, I guess I was about 12 years old. Probably the last time I ever saw them. But they were good guys, and I wish I knew all their names and last names. The only one I remember was Barney. He was kind of the head guy, and everybody listened to Barney. Thanks for stopping by. Come back again when you will. Share, comment, like, hit that subscribe button. God bless.